Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kat. Okay, so for today we are going to be doing my June TBR. Normally I'm not a TBR person, but ever since I started doing TBRs this year, I kind of find them fun because I have such a large amount of unread books that when I take a portion out of that, it's easier for me to manage which books I want to read. I usually like to have like a very diverse TBR only because I like to have different options to choose from. Even if I don't get to all of them, it's not a big deal. I just like to have different genres, different options. I'm definitely not somebody who like has to hold a gun to my head and make sure I read every book on my TBR, and I definitely don't feel disappointed or feel the need to punish myself if I don't. I just like to have like a nice group of books to choose from. Anyways, let's get started. So we're gonna start with two priority books. These are the two books that I'm really hoping to get to in June. The first one is Sword of Kaigen. Yes, this is the third TBR Sword of Kaigen made it to. I have not gotten to this book in the last two TBRs. A lot of it is because I feel like I'm gonna be emotionally wrecked. And I know that the Mistborn Era one trilogy has already done that for me. I'm not in a place where I want to go through that again, so that's why I kept putting it off. But I'm gonna put it on the June TBR, and I'm just hoping that this time I get to it. After that, I have Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. This is a priority read because my boyfriend and I are going to be reading this together, and I'm so excited. This is the first book that we will be reading together. My boyfriend is not a physical book reader. He has a hard time paying attention and focusing on that, which is funny because I am not an audiobook listener. I have a hard time focusing and paying attention to that. However, he loves listening to podcasts, so he will be listening to the audiobook version of this, and I will be reading the physical version of this. And I'm really excited because I first and foremost love doing things with my boyfriend, and doing something bookish together, this is so exciting. I think this is going to be really fun for him to read, only because I've heard such great things, and a lot of the elements in the story are things he's interested in general, so I think he'll enjoy it. Project Hail Mary, I'm sure everyone knows about this book. It's a sci-fi book. It centers around a man, I think his name is Ryland, yes, and he is lost in space and he has no memory of how he got there. He doesn't even know who he is, so the book is just kind of him, I guess, unraveling the mystery of his own identity. So that's really, really exciting. I've heard nothing but amazing things. I think on Goodreads it has like a 4.5 rating, which is really high for Goodreads, so that already gives me hope. I've read The Martian a couple years ago and I really enjoyed that book, so I feel like I'm also going to enjoy this book too. Another book from last month's TBR that's making it to June's TBR is City of Glass. This is by Cassandra Clare. I really do want to continue my Mortal Instruments journey, which I've started years and years and years and years ago, and there's so many books in the Shadowhunters universe that Cassandra Clare has written, and I've heard great things about all of them, so I'm hoping that once I finish the Mortal Instruments series, I can eventually start those other series too. And then I have Glow of the Everflame, which is by Penn Cole, and this is book 2 in the Kindred's Curse saga. I read Spark of the Everflame last month, and although I had mixed feelings about that book, I still am intrigued enough to want to read the second book because there's a lot of mystery going on in the first book surrounding the main character DM's mother's disappearance and just DM's whole identity and like who she really is. So where book 1 ended off was good enough for me to want to get into book 2. This series is a romance fantasy series. I've heard great things, and I definitely heard that the book series picks up a lot in the second book and that it just gets better and better. And I, of course, am all about a good book, so definitely if it's better in this book, I will want to read it. Then I have The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. So I won't even talk about what this series is about, only because I'm sure everybody and their mother and their dog and their pet rock has read it. The reason this book is on my TBR is, first of all, it's a short read. Like, it's pretty small, but also I did want to eventually start this series. I don't know if I'll for sure get to it this month, but at least it's there, just in case I do want to read it. Another book from a past TBR that I'm putting on this TBR is Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. This is book 2 in the Lunar Chronicles series, which is a popular YA fantasy series. I did not get to this in a past TBR, so I'm hoping to eventually get to this in June. And then I have Circe and Song of Achilles, both by Madeline Miller. I don't know which one I want to start first. I'm thinking probably Song of Achilles, only because in order of publication date, this one was released first and then this one is more recent. I don't know. I don't know which one I want to start. If you guys know which one I should start with, please let me know. But these are both just kind of like Greek myth retellings. And I don't think I've read any Greek myth retellings. As far as I know, I don't think I have. But I've heard great things about this, especially Madeline Miller's writing. I hear it's just so beautiful and evokes a lot of emotions in the reader. So I do enjoy that, and I think these two will be a nice, fun summer read. And then last but not least, I have Deathbringer, and this is book 6 in the Skullduggery Pleasant series by Derek Landy. I have not touched a Skullduggery Pleasant book since book 5, which I forgot. I think I finished that earlier this year, and I wasn't the biggest fan of that book compared to the first 4 books, but I still love the series as a whole. It's just so fun and entertaining. It feels like a nice palate cleanser, but also if I just want to read a book that is fun and I don't have to put too much thought into it and I don't really need to feel anything as a reader, then this is it. Alrighty guys, so those are all the books I have on my TBR, or actually I should just say what my reading plans are for June. Again, I'm not somebody who likes to hold myself accountable for a TBR. If I do get to them, great. If I don't, great. If I pick something else, great. But that's what I'm hoping or planning to get to in June. Let me know what your June TBR is and what books you are excited to get to, and I will talk to you guys later. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you next time. Bye!